There we go.
We are
We are
live.
live.
Good morning, everybody, on this Saturday, November the 2nd at 8 o'clock here in Alabama. How is everybody doing?
Hope y'all having a great day. Where's everybody from this morning? That's what we want to know.
Oh, I see New York.
New York.
New York. Louisiana. People from all around.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. West Virginia. How about that? Illinois.
Everywhere. You said it right. Cold Indiana.
I said it right. Dee Dee popped up. She said, nope, you didn't. Michigan.
North Carolina.
Tennessee.
More New York. Wow,
Indiana.
here we go.
England.
From England. Across the pond.
Oh, no. Look at
There's
there.
another person
UK.
from the UK.
Vermont.
Birmingham, Alabama.
How about it?
Not the other Birmingham.
That's right. Not Birmingham, England. Birmingham, Alabama.
Across the...
Well, anyway.
Way over there.
Wherever you are this morning, we're hoping you are having a fantastic day early on this Saturday. Some people may catch us later, and that's perfectly fine. You're deserved to sleep in on a Saturday if you choose to.
That's right.
Yep, those days for me are over and gone. I did used to take advantage of sleeping in on a Saturday, but now my clock wakes, my internal clock, and Jason's internal clock is earlier than mine by a long way. He's been up since 4. And I must say that I did sleep late because I did not get up until 7. So that is late. That is late. But here we are.
Speaking of getting up early, I guess, gosh, hope I don't get up at 3 tomorrow.
Oh, because you got to fall back.
Got to fall back. Well, not everybody. There's a few people that don't have to fall back, but the rest of us do.
Well, I will say that I think the majority of the population wishes the time would stay like it is.
I don't care if it's the one way or the other. Just doesn't change.
I really do care because I don't like it getting dark at 5 o'clock.
I get that, but I mean, I just wish it'd stay. I wish it'd just stay one thing and that'd be it.
Yeah, and I think the majority wishes that.
So, yeah, I think so too.
So let's get together and start the cog time. I hate to tell y'all, we ain't gonna make a difference.
No. Oh,
but seriously, I wish they would just.
That has caught some
attention.
Yeah, attention lately over the past few years. I got a feeling at some point in the next.
Yeah, I think so too.
I say within the next 5 years, that is that's going to change.
Something will be done, whether it's the way you want it to be or the way you don't want it to be. I think it will be changed.
I think so. I think some more states will start doing it. So I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well. I guess everybody wants to know how Tater's doing.
Big Tater.
Little Tater.
I tell you, somebody
Tater
said
tot.
Something funny yesterday. Is that we need to change the T to an M and call her Mater, and then we can have Mildred, Moody, and Mater.
And I think that is very deserving.
Oh, we don't want to get Nick and Zoe all mad at us if we were to change the T to an M.
No, we don't want to upset anybody, but it is a little awkward saying Moody, Mildred, and then Tater because Tater tot. Yeah, Tater tot. She's a little tot because she's the smallest of the 3 by far, and I must say, I didn't know how she was going to compare
to Mildred.
Before she got here.
Yeah.
And when she got out of the trailer, you still couldn't tell because Jason had shut the gate to where Zoe and Nick could drive their truck out of the fence without Mildred and Moody risking getting out. And so it was all the way across the pasture. And I thought, she's bigger than Mildred. That's the way it looked when she got out of the trailer. But standing side by side, she's a good bit shorter.
She is a good bit shorter. Yeah, she's a good bit shorter than Mildred. I thought they were going to be closer to the same size too until she got up against Mildred. Even in the trailer, even when she was running across the pasture, I thought they were going to be close to the same size, but
You couldn't
it
tell
is.
till they got up next to each other.
It is small, medium, and large.
It's quite the stepping stone there, and it's quite a bit of difference. You know, it's to where you can visibly see it when they steps.
Yep.
So feeding, I kind of didn't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
Tater ate a different kind of feed, so we're good morning, Chestnut Hill. They're one of those that should be sleeping in this morning, but good morning to y'all. So Nick and Zoe fed her a little something different, little different mix than what we feed Moody and Mildred. And so we picked up a bag, and Jason showed it in the video, and I had mixed it, 50-50 to try to get her. It'll be easier to get her adjusted to what we've been feeding Moody and Mildred than to get two adjusted to what she was eating. It could have went either way.
That's right.
Very similar feeds. So I put it in a bucket, and I got the biggest bucket I could find because she's got a big old head.
She does got a big old head.
It's not, Moody's got a slender head. I mean, he's a ginormous steer, but she's got a big old head. Put it in a bucket, and the first morning was all the way out in the pasture, while Moody and Mildred, that's a big bucket too. I promise y'all, that's a big bucket. Moody and Mildred, they knew the routine. They were already there waiting on their food. And so I said, Tater. And she looked at me like, that's my name. And here she comes. She come a-galloping. And I put the bucket on one end, like in the area where the trough is, but on one end, and then Moody and Mildred's food where they normally eat. And all went well. Everybody got along. Now, Moody did have to go check out her bucket when he got finished with his, and luckily she was finished by that time, so it didn't really matter. But they're getting along very well. And yesterday morning, which was the second morning, she knew more about feeding time. Mildred and Moody were out in the pasture because it was a little earlier than what I would normally have fed. And they saw me, Mildred and Moody, and they started coming. Well, I got a video of it.
Oh, this is funny. This is really funny.
They started galloping, because they knew what was up. They knew it was feeding time. And Tater was like, oh, I'm supposed to go too. That's it, isn't it?
That's not a video. That's a picture. I don't see
it. There it is.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, that's it.
I don't know how well y'all can see that, but here comes Mildred in the lead, and then there's Moody, and Tater's following right behind. She's like, I got this figured out now. Look, I gotta go eat. I'm supposed to go in there. Look at Moody. He looked back.
Yeah, come on, girl.
And his moo, y'all, is just, it's like something that should come out of Tip's mouth.
It's real soft.
Man.
Yeah.
And he turned around and looked at her, and he made that little moo.
Come on.
She came on in.
Come on, Tater.
So things are going very well.
They are.
They've adjusted pretty quick, but I think they're beautiful, the three of them together. The change in color, and
they're all different colors. They're all different breeds. They're all different sizes. So yeah,
it's quite the mix.
It is quite the mix. And the first day, you just don't ever know. You just don't ever know when you get something new like that. So,
well, we didn't know. I mean, Tater was the boss at her pasture,
right?
Because she had Cinco and she had Ferdinand, and she was the dominant cow over there.
That's right.
And so you don't know if she's going to come over here and try to be dominant with Moody and Mildred, which is their territory.
Right.
And it didn't go like that. So we're
I was, it was the next morning. And then I didn't know, we didn't know, what was, had they been getting in a fight? I mean, you just don't know. And then the next morning they were completely fine. And I rode out there, and she was actually laying down under one of the shade trees chewing her cud. So if you see a cow laying down chewing its cud, that is the most relaxed they can be. They are completely in meditation state. If a cow is laying down and you see their mouth doing like this, they are just as calm as you can get. And that's what she was doing.
We felt so comfortable once we drove over and saw her doing that, because we knew that she was relaxed and she was comfortable and all was well. So Moody and Mildred, they have their own little behaviors that we see them do every day, and I'm sure she'll develop the same.
That's right.
But she found the shade from one of the trees, which is where Mildred and Moody hang out some, and just laying there.
Yeah,
it was good.
It was good. It was really good. Tater salad. That's funny right there. That's the old Ron White bit.
Somebody said, well, Nick and Zoe says she's not used to being the smallest, and she seems content with that. And, maybe that's what she needed, because she was escaping their pastures. And we've been there and done that with pigs back at the old farm. And Jason, of course, was working a full-time job, and I was taking Mary Carl to school and coming home, and he would try to put those pigs up before he went to work. And it just becomes a, well, lack of other words, headache.
Yeah.
You just can't have your animals getting loose and expect it to have a smile on your face. It's detrimental to them if they get in the road, and then you feel like you're the culprit because you didn't do anything about it or couldn't do anything.
And it's a lot of stress. It's a lot of stress because you worry all the time.
That's right.
I tell y'all, our pigs, man, y'all. So we had American guinea hogs, and we had 3 sets of babies in those years. And the first set were just as content as the mom and daddy originally were. Mom and daddy never got out. The original mom and dad never got out. And then those babies never got out.
Right.
Then the next year they had another set of babies, and they would try, because we had them in a 3-strand electric fence, and we had the electric fence netting like we got the chickens with. And they would check it out they would check it out every now and then, that second set of children.
They would
pigs
touch it from time to time and just jump back.
Maybe they got out every now and then, but just never hardly any trouble. But y'all, that third generation, that third litter of piglets, they just seem to get a little bit smarter each time. And y'all, that third one, and plus pigs are smart. They're like number 5 when it comes to intelligence on animals. And that electric fence pops. It pulses, the new ones do. The old ones used to kind of not do that. They were just electric all the time. But these new ones, I don't know when that changed, but they pulse. Just pop, pop, pop. Well, they figured out that second after that pop, there's no electricity there. And those pigs would time it. Pop, and they would run out. Pop, and they would run out. So then we put them in where we had the electric netting, the movable electric fence, where they couldn't do that. So then they learned is that they would get real low, close to the bottom of that fence, not touching it yet. But when they hear it pop, they stick their nose under it, flip it up, and go underneath it. And that's how smart they got.
That last litter was like 13 piglets.
Am
I correct?
Yeah, we could not keep them in.
And it got to the point where Jason said, look, we're going to have to give them to somebody, because we cannot keep them.
We can't do this anymore.
And so we did just that. We found somebody, and we had to rehome them because we couldn't allow them to do that.
Yeah, it was crazy. So
we were worried about them going to the neighbor's house and potentially wreaking havoc over there, and
then reproducing. Because you know how pigs are.
Jason said, what if one of them gets loose in the woods and breeds with a wild one?
Yeah.
Then we're contributing to the problem of wild hogs, which is a real.
And here's the crazy thing about pigs is that, so when you got them, if you got a farm, you got pigs, those are considered domesticated pigs. And they look like pigs you think they look like. But if that pig gets out and goes feral, it will completely change the way it looks. It is unreal. Their hair will change. Their face and snout changes. It is crazy. So it's just mind blowing how pigs can adapt and morph into something completely different.
It is.
And then of course they can wreak havoc.
Yeah, we found out after that third litter that it was not beneficial for us to have pigs anymore unless we could do something different with our fencing, and we did not have time.
Yeah.
We didn't. Jason was only off on the weekend, and it's like Nick and Zoe, they have limited time and they have children.
That's right.
So to spend all your time repairing fence, which is what they did, and then her still get out was not going to work. So when she first started getting out, I told Zoe, that if they needed to bring her to our place,
That's
then
right.
we were open to it. And she said, okay, we're going to try to run electricity and see if that won't stop her. And that was that for, a good little while, a month or so, 2 months maybe. And then it got to where she got out again. And Zoe reached out to me and said, if you're still open to Tater living at your place, then we will try it. So the plan is, as long as she doesn't start that here, she can stay.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Everything seems perfectly fine. And it may be because she's bottom of the totem pole here.
I don't know. I mean, who knows what she was thinking. Obviously, most animals think the grass is greener on the other side.
They do.
She had pasture, she had food, she had hay, but that grass was greener on the other side. So hopefully she stays and all is good. But
she's good. She's good. I've seen a lot of questions asking if she's still vocal. Not quite as much as when she first got here, but that's probably to be expected.
I heard her. I was sitting on the porch with Mama like yesterday afternoon. It was actually Dee. It was actually just getting dark, and she let out a moo. Let me go get her. Dee Dee's been very vocal here lately.
Dee Dee's had an attitude here lately. Ooh.
I don't know what's going on with Dee Dee.
She is trying to turn into the boss around here.
She is. She's gonna sit right here and be very quiet for the rest of the. She was up here earlier and she jumped down. So
that's right.
Don't know what Dee Dee's thinking, but she's not going to end up like those pigs. She's here to stay. She's here to stay, no matter how much she barks. Dyson's just gonna have to deal with it.
Man. Oh goodness. Kissing Kids video. Yes, Kids video is scheduled to come out as soon as the live's over with. So I got it scheduled at 9 a.m. So the new Kids video will come out, and I've been working on it all week, and it was fun. Just like I said, I think last time, I have forgotten how much I enjoy editing the kids videos. Sure, I got my overalls on this morning, and I was thinking about making or recording another one, and then working on it, and when I have time, and not trying to just go boom, 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 boom. So we'll see.
I noticed something. I usually don't notice questions, but I saw this. Did Tater have cow friends at the other farm? She did.
She did.
She had Cinco, who was also a mini Hereford. Is that how you say that?
I think so.
And then Ferdinand, who's a little fella, and
Ferdinand is actual a micro pig. a micro cow.
Micro mini,
kind of like the new one that Daniel and DJ just got. That's some dogs playing.
Did you all hear that boom? It happened the last Saturday.
I heard them running.
Oh my goodness. And it sounds like it's far off.
Yeah.
Yes, Ferdinand's a little fella. So she was the biggest of the cows at her old farm.
That's right.
While she's the smallest here. So we shall see.
Hear them?
Yeah, I hear them. I got my hand on Dee Dee, so she's not going to bark.
But the kids video will be out. It was fun. It was it's just fun. We give the animals some treats around here and had a good time. It is kids will enjoy it. I can tell you that. It's quite comical, but it's fun.
Had some emails with some pictures from some mamas of their children that dressed up like Jason for Halloween.
Y'all, I cannot tell y'all, that made my year. Absolutely made my year. There was one young man that had it down. He even had, I don't know how they made it, but they made, y'all know we wear the mic with the wind filter on it, which they call a dead cat, but it's got the little wind filter on it, the little fuzz ball. They had made one out of yarn. So he even had that on. He had that. He had a stuffed animal
That
dog
looked
like
like
Holly.
Holly.
It was, I mean, just too cute. All of them, all the moms that sent me those pictures, just I don't know, I almost started crying. It was just warmed my heart. I could just too cute.
Yes,
Too cute.
too cute. It was the reason for continuing the kids channel.
It is. And I didn't ask for permission, so I'm not going to show those
I was going to
pictures.
tell you don't do that.
Since they're children, so
we don't want to do that. We'll just explain to you what they look like.
That's right.
But they were cute. We can assure you.
Super cute.
We did go to a little Halloween thing that our town had, our city of Clanton, and Clack over at the Clack Shack. His wife works for the Commerce. What do you call it? City Commerce. And so she was part of planning the event. And we really didn't know what to expect. So
yeah, we didn't.
So Mary Carl and their daughter are friends, and I told them, we'd pick their daughter up and go downtown. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you something. This city of Clanton has got it going on.
It's a small city, but I think everybody in the entire county came. The county's big, but Clanton is, I think, what, 8,000 people.
Chamber of Commerce.
Is that what she works for?
Well, I don't know. Somebody said that's what it's called.
Chamber
of Commerce. Thank y'all. I felt really silly not knowing what it was called.
But yeah, it was
well organized and just, I mean, it had to have been everybody in the county that had kids there.
It was unreal. It had all of the people.
And how organized it was.
Sure was. They even had one young man and their parents.
That's where I was getting with it.
wanted to come meet me, and it was.
I think they said he was 8 years old, and he had been wanting to meet Jason for a long time. And he had on this outfit where you couldn't even see his face.
Yeah.
But he took his I don't know, what was he dressed up like?
I think it's a game that's real popular with kids called Minecraft. And I
think his hands were even covered.
Yeah.
But he went like this with his costume on and fist bumped Jason. It was cute.
It was a lot of fun. I was just amazed at how organized and fun. I mean, it was nice. They had a DJ it was downtown, but you could hear and see everything. I mean, it was cool. Super cool.
It was really good. I mean, it doesn't matter if you had kids or not. If you went, you enjoyed it. And of course, Mary Carl's 14, so she's not like a kid, but it was fun just seeing all and she had fun walking around with Emily. And
they had a great time.
Just hanging out.
They didn't want to leave.
No, they didn't want to leave.
They were shutting everything down and they didn't want to leave.
Here we were still in the street and everybody was gone.
Oh,
but
me.
Emily and Mary Carl wanted to stay and hang out. So
it was fun. It was fun.
We did end up going home.
We did end up going home.
You hear that? Dogs barking.
Oh.
So we will go to that from this point forward.
And I'm guessing, I'm terrible at crowds, but I'm guessing at least 2,000 people there, maybe more.
Brandy said 8,000.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a lot of people there.
But I don't know. They have to prepare for the number of people that are going to come. So that may be with the parents.
Yeah.
They had a church there that was giving out free hot dogs to everybody that came through. So not only did you get to go around and kids collect candy, but you got a free dinner.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I just was amazed at how nice everything was.
It was really nice. And it was like all the local businesses had little tables and it was all dressed up and decorated and the kids would walk and it was 4 roads. I don't know how many blocks it was. It was like the center of downtown and it was nice. It was
I thought at one time Jason was going to break down and start dancing, but he did not.
That DJ was playing some good music now.
It was right up our alley from our times of going out and having fun and dancing till wee hours of the morning. It brought back some memories.
It was fun.
We could have got out there in the street and broke it down, but we did not. Our child was with us, and
oh man, she would have been.
she would have had a fit. She would have had a fit.
Oh goodness! Oh, that would have been funny. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. She probably would have walked home.
There were several times when certain songs hit, I almost, was like, man, that's a good song
do y'all
right there.
remember the video? Some of y'all that have been following us for a very long time, when Jason did the dance with Peaches.
Yeah.
They played that song. And Clack, who is with the Clack Shack, he looked at Jason. He said, that was one of the very first videos I ever watched of yours.
Yep.
He wanted Jason to recreate it, but Peaches wasn't there.
Yep.
She stayed home.
That's right.
She stayed home.
I forgot. What's the name of that song?
Country, Get Down.
Yeah.
Get Up.
Get Up. Something like that.
Giddy Up Challenge or something.
Get Up. That's what it was. Something like that. I know the song, but I can't think of the name of it.
Does Mary Carl dance? No. She might one day, because I didn't dance at 14. Mm-hmm. But when I turned 19 and met, well, no, I was 17 when I met you. Mm-hmm. But I didn't dance probably till I was 19.
That's probably about right.
Yeah. I didn't get out of the shell to where I didn't care what people thought. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't care what people think. It's not that. It's just not in her blood like it is his.
It's not at all. Not at all.
That's what makes us all different.
That's right. I think I have been dancing as far as I can remember. As far back as I can remember.
Well, I never danced until I met you. And I'm not saying like I danced good, but I never had fun dancing until Jason.
One of my fondest memories is that, back when I was a kid, we called it, the skating rink, which was skating. Not skating, we called it skating. The skating rink or the skating rink. That was where everybody went. And I think I mentioned that, we'd sneak over to the bowling alley, which we wasn't supposed to. That's what the older kids were. But the skating rinks where we went every Friday night. And that was, I'm talking big, big, big. And so one year they had a dance contest. And I decided I want to enter it. I want to enter this dance contest at the skating rink. And so they had this big dance contest. I was 6 years old. 6 years old. I was by far, it wasn't even close to being the youngest contestant there. Most people were 15. There were some 18-year-olds. I don't know how many people had entered. It was a lot. And I won.
How about that?
Oh, but that was a long time ago.
That's when your name went on the wall in Selma, Alabama as the break dancer.
I won $20, and my mom, and I know she still has it, she made a copy of the $20 and put it in a frame.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you deserved it. I know you did.
Well, that was a long time ago, though. But man, I love the skating rink. And Michael Key, he must be fishing. He ain't sent me no text or nothing. I don't know where he is.
Did he go to the skating rink?
Yes.
So y'all hung out together then?
We did, but I just don't remember. It was just so many kids. I just don't remember, specifically. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Just we all hung out,
Well, y'all didn't go to the same school.
No, we didn't go to the same school.
At that age.
Yeah.
Michael didn't go to Meadowview Christian until he was in 9th grade, did he?
Probably so.
Yeah, he was in public school, I think, and then he transferred. But no, I was one of those that, if kids were dancing, I'd stand in the corner.
Yeah.
And I think most of my friends were too.
Probably so. Yeah, but the skating rink was awesome. It was right there by the bathroom. Is where us, the break dancers, was a break dancer. And that's where we would break dance. And every now and then, the owner, they were so sweet. And every now and then, because it would be a crowd of people and getting in the bathroom would be kind of tough, they would ask us to
move out of the way.
To move down on the end of the skating rink. And of course, we would move. But yeah, I had my penny loafers with the penny in it.
Uh-huh. That's what you danced in?
Yeah, girl, because the bottom of your shoes was slick.
Oh, okay.
You got to have slick bottom shoes so you can, do your footwork back
I
then.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
That's right. It was so much fun. And I can tell you my skates right now. I had a black pair of skates with like Adidas with the 3 white stripes on the side. And I had.
So you didn't dance in your skates?
No, I could do the moonwalk with my skates. That's about as far as I could do.
You took your skates off and put your penny loafers on.
Put my penny loafers on.
Where'd you keep your shoes, in the little cubby thing?
Okay. They had little wooden lockers, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I had one red wheel and one white wheel. And they were crisscrossed, Yeah. And you know what I can't remember, though? This is one I can't remember. Always was a great skater. But at some point, I had to be terrible. But I don't remember. We always went to the skating rink. You brought. But
you don't ever remember grabbing onto the side like I do right now.
I just don't remember. It's like I was always, good skater. And
you just came out being good.
I guess so. I had to. You had to learn at some point that,
So Jason has never talked about really his dancing. He never took any kind of lessons or anything like that.
I didn't take dance until, I got older.
I was going to say that you just freestyled. I mean, everything you did was just because you taught yourself. And then Mary Carl took dance lessons when she was about 4 years old. And they had an adult class at the time. And Jason had always wanted to know how to tap dance.
I did.
Now, you can put on a pair of tap dance shoes and clank away, but that is not knowing how to tap.
That's right.
So he decided to take adult dance classes, which had nothing to do with the way he dances as self-taught, to learn how to tap. So no lessons early on, just simply loving music and
and then when I went, I came in thinking this was going to be easy. I don't say easy, that isn't the word. I just thought it was going to be natural for me to tap, and then jazz was the other one. I was like, I'm coordinated. I can hear the beat differently. I should be able to do this. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. So much so, about lesson 3, I was this close to quitting.
Yeah, he was going to quit.
He said he couldn't do it. I could not do it at all. It was hard to go from winging it and just doing whatever to, this is the steps and you got to do. Even stuff like, the electric slide that right there. That's a dance that you learn and stuff. I still would put my spin on it. I still would not do it exactly
the way she taught it.
Yeah, but when it came to tap and all that, you kind of couldn't do that, really.
No, because you had to tap with the group.
You're with other people.
So if your tap was one tap off, then you were messing the whole group
hard.
up.
It was so hard.
But he did well, and he stuck with it. And you took tap for how long?
5. I think it was 5 years we did that before she shut the dance studio down.
Shut the dance studio down, and then you moved to another studio, and that was the year COVID hit.
And that was the year COVID hit, and of course they shut it down, and then we moved.
Yeah, we moved. So here we are. Here we are. But Jason's knees are bad. He feels like at some point in his life he'll have to have a knee replacement, just like his granddaddy did. And doesn't or can't dance and be happy with the way you did when you were a kid.
Yeah. Plus, too, I started thinking the other day, I usually if I do it's always fun and whatever, and we're always outside. It's hard to do anything outside on the ground in the grass with cowboy boots on.
That's right.
I need my penny loafers.
You need your penny loafers.
I need my penny loafers.
Well, it still wouldn't help outside.
My parachute pants.
Yeah.
And my muscle shirt, my cutoff muscle shirt.
You're going too far now.
I need that right there, and I'll be set.
You'll be set.
Yes.
Well, maybe when we get the Volkswagen fixed and cleaned up, the barn cleaned up, we can make you a whole stage in there, and you can do your thing. That can be your Saturday morning kids dancing with Farmer Jason. And he can just do his thing, and the kids can dance along.
Oh goodness.
I think
funny.
that'd be fun.
It might be fun. I tell you, one of my probably the biggest kids video is the Old McDonald one.
You were singing and dancing.
And I was singing and dancing Old McDonald. Yeah.
Well,
and I had MC Hammer pants. I see that. I did. I had a pair of MC Hammer pants.
well, Tip would be glad to come into the barn and dance with you. He thinks that barn belongs to him, meaning the middle of the barn.
Get out the way.
Because I feed him separated from the other goats because he's the boss. He's like Tater was at her place. So I separate Tip because he acts ugly when it's feeding time, and he walks all over that barn. And last night he decided he was going to try to knock everything over, and we got to clean that up today.
Oh gosh, we do got to clean up today.
Everything he found, he hit and knocked over. And
I saw something that reminded me the hokey pokey. I don't know if that was every skating rink, but at some point they clear the floor and you did the hokey pokey on your skates.
I'd like to see me do the hokey pokey in my shoes, much less on my skates.
Mm-hmm. And that was fun. You did every time.
Somebody said they would love to see Jason tap. Well, it's actually in some of our old videos.
It is. Yep.
There is a video of the recital, which they had at the end of every year. It's for the kids, but the adults danced at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on our channel. You might have to scroll through to find it, but there is a video.
Because the dance studio has been closed for almost probably getting on 4 years now.
I saw our Brown Farmhouse is on here. Hello, Nico and Natalie. Natalie's hanging in there. She's got a baby due coming up.
That's right.
Very, very soon. And little baby girl. So excited for them over there in Florida.
That's right.
Yes.
Somebody asked, do we not have an extra stall to feed Tippy in? Oh, we could, but it's just
easier for me to just put his bucket out there and than trying to make him go somewhere that he doesn't want to go.
And most of the time he just sits there and eats. And
yesterday was
odd.
He just was off the charts yesterday. I don't know.
I guess we need to look at the moon because Dee Dee's kind of, and now Tip
and Peaches in her stall saga.
Maybe it's been a full moon or something lately.
Well, it would have to be for weeks because Peaches has been acting up for a little bit now.
I see a lot of people say I'm guessing that the skating rink is just not popular anymore.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
I don't know, but it was back when I was a kid.
It wasn't somewhere that I went there for birthday parties and I held onto the rail and I did not enjoy it because I couldn't skate. And there were kids that zoomed right by me and made me nervous and that sort of stuff. So I didn't enjoy skating.
Well, I've seen there always said the hokey pokey. We had the hokey pokey, they'd stop. Then we had limbo. Yeah. And then we had races. Yeah. And so the owner, they had a young man. I have no idea how old he was, but he worked every night because their family owned it. And of course, he was an excellent skater. They owned a skating rink. Right. And so there was this one race, I don't know what it was called, where one person squatted down and kicked one leg out. So you just think about sitting with one leg out and you stuck your hands on your knees. And then another person got behind you and pushed you. And that was the race. And if you won the race, you got a ticket and you go get you a free drink. So
you had lots of free drinks.
I was the squatter. And we won every week. I don't even know why people even would try. I mean, because we could laugh them. We'd smoke them. Of course, that was a teeny tiny thing too.
Yeah, yeah.
And just, I can hear my wheels now when they cut that corner.
Dee Dee's looking at him like, what in the world?
Oh, me.
They call
the wheelbarrow. That's what they called. Maybe that's what we called. I cannot remember what we called that, but I love that so much. So much fun. Well, so man, we would fly. I can hear the wind in my ears. That's how fast we was moving. And I can't think of his name to save my life.
You probably needed a helmet,
Oh, I'm sure.
I was thinking.
I'm sure we all did back then.
But you never knew of anybody getting hurt.
No, I just because everybody knew how to skate. Everybody was great skaters.
Not me.
Everybody.
You wouldn't have wanted me out there.
I just don't remember somebody coming to the skating ring and not knowing how to skate. I just don't remember that.
Because they wouldn't be comfortable.
I guess not.
It'd be like me. I mean, I was nervous being there, holding on, and then people flying past me.
They would do the couple skates. That was the other one. That was the other thing they would. So there'd be couple skate. And then if you were really good, so you could skate backwards. You was a backwards skater.
And you could.
And so, there would be some couples, of course, one would be skating backwards and the other one would be skating forwards. I mean, yeah, they'd have the couple skates too. Those were the days.
I can remember being at birthday parties, and the part where they had the cake and stuff was
a little concession stand.
Well, yeah, but it was a hard floor, like concrete.
It was concrete.
And so it would be time for the kid to have the cake, and here I was, couldn't skate, and would hold on to the rail to go around. Well, there was no rail from
no, it wasn't. It's just that one side.
So y'all, I walked like this, trying to get to the cake, and I, no telling how many times I was getting my knees just trying to get to the cake.
One thing that they had that I've never seen anywhere else ever. They had a Coke machine there, and it talked. So when you put your money in, and we're talking early 80s.
Yeah.
So when you put your money in there, the Coke machine talked. Of course, it was just a generic robot voice. It wasn't like stuff is today. But I've never seen a Coke machine like that in my life ever. Ever. And that Coke machine was there from the day I started and the day, got too old to go to skating rink.
And you know how often those machines tore up, but yet that voice continued on, and it just seemed like it never broke.
I've never seen a Coke machine that talked to you except that one. And I can't even remember what it said, but it talked to you. It had a little speaker, and it talked. It's crazy.
Funny how certain things you remember.
Yeah, isn't it? So much fun.
Certain things stick out to you.
So much fun. I saw somebody ask, and I've seen this come up several times, is how's Miss Shirley? Miss Shirley is doing well, and Miss Shirley actually moved. Miss Shirley is from West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And so she moved back to where her family is because she really didn't have that much family here. All her family was West Virginia. So when Granddaddy passed away, she ended up moving back to where her family is. And so she's
with
in
her
West
daughter.
Virginia. Yep.
And she's doing well. So
mm-hmm.
It was the best thing for her and her situation. So
that's
we
right.
Respect, that, and just want her to be happy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know how long it's going to take me, but all the tractor parts came in, and I'm going to start piddling around with the tractor.
Well, you got a lot to do then. You're going to record a kid's video.
Well, I didn't say today. I'm just saying I'm going to start piddling around.
Maybe that means that, move the table, that you can do it like the kids' video, just a little bit at a time.
Yeah, that's right. I think so.
Well, yeah, we should.
Piddling. I think first thing though is going to do the gas tank, but that whole hood piece has got to come off, and it's fairly heavy. So I may put some chains on it and take the tractor bucket and lift it up. Yeah. I've been trying to figure that out. I hadn't watched a bunch of videos on taking that whole piece off, but those tractors, I mean, that thing's
sure enough metal.
Yeah.
They didn't make light metal back then.
There's no plastic on it. There's no plastic hood or whatever on this thing. So yeah.
Well, like cars back then, if you had a wreck, you're
gonna tear something up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
that's right.
You're gonna tear something up.
Maybe Moody can help you pick it up.
Yeah, maybe he could.
Maybe he could. Y'all saw Bramble helping me clean out the stalls. I mean, he was with me the entire time I cleaned out Peach's stall.
Mm-hmm.
And Peaches is still staying on the baby side of the stall.
She's like, you know what? I like it over here.
Cheryl asked how Tater was doing. We talked about that early in the live. So
Tater's good.
Tater is doing very well, adjusting, and we just think everything's going to work out. Mm-hmm. And I say think.
Yep. Talking about the tractor, I saw several people say that, I could take the gas tank out and, do the rock thing, which I did with the Volkswagen. I just had so much trouble with that Volkswagen gas tank, and I probably spent 10, 12 plus hours trying to get that gas tank cleaned out. And I would think I'd have it.
Yeah.
It'd start running clear. And then I would try to crank it up, and it would crank right up and then die back down again, and everything's slapped full of rust again. And I do it all over again. And I thought, you know what? I just don't want to go through that. And then when I saw, I want to say that gas tank was $90 to $100 for the Grandays tractor.
Well, you'd have spent more than that in paint thinner trying to clean it out.
That's what I thought. Because that's what I thought. And then having to seal it with a sealer, I was like, all that work and time, and who knows how bad the rust is in it. For that amount of money on this tractor, I'm just going to replace that tank.
I can remember when you first started working on the Volkswagen tank, and you told me to pick up a couple of things of paint thinner when I went to Walmart.
And
and paint thinner used to be like $4 a jug, and it's like $24 a jug now. I'm being a little extra exaggerating, but it is ridiculously expensive.
It is crazy how much paint thinner or mineral spirits or whatever you want to call it is now. Absolutely crazy. And the reason why I use it, because it evaporates, and so it'll push the water out, so you don't have a bunch of water in your tank, and then it evaporates, and so that's why you use it when you clean that. But goodness gracious,
I got to Walmart, and I told Jason, I said, this stuff is like whatever it was a jug, and he said, just get one small one.
Yeah, I did. And then
you couldn't even use the gas tank.
Well, I tell you what else, what took me forever. Well, not take me forever, but cost a lot of money, was that I was putting gas back in it, thinking it was clean, and I wouldn't fill it up, but I still put 3 gallons in it.
So you were wasting the gas.
You think about gas, that's $9.
That's right. It added up.
So I was like, no, I'm not going through that again. I learned my lesson with a rusty gas tank. I did learn my lesson.
And Donnie is still working on the Volkswagen.
He is. I talked to him a few days ago, and everything's going great. He's waiting on one particular thing to come in, and it is on back order, and I forget what it's called, but we've checked all the resources out there. But hopefully we'll get that thing going when all that comes. I'll text him maybe today and see if anything's come about.
Because he's waiting on something to get the motor back together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So once that's done, then y'all can stick it back in there.
That's right.
That won't be that big of a deal, will it?
Putting it back together will not be that big of a deal.
It's just that he had to.
Yep.
What was it? Bore the heads out?
Yeah, we completely rebuilt the motor from top to bottom.
So everything will be redone.
Mm-hmm. Everything.
Since it was out and ample opportunity to do so, we said, let's do everything that needs to be done before we have to do it again.
That's right.
Including replacing all the gas lines, right?
Yes. I do want to replace all the gas lines.
So, what is it?
So I said the rusty gas tank sounds like a Southern bar. It does sound like a Southern bar.
Southern bar?
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't understand what you were saying.
I got tickled.
A Southern bar. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, that's funny. That is so funny.
I don't want to go to the rusty gas tank. Y'all want to go to the rusty gas tank tonight?
Oh, my gracious. That's hilarious. Oh, me. Well, Alabama's off today.
Yes.
Alabama's off, but there are still some good games going on today.
Well, I told you last night that I wanted to cook some collard greens today.
Mm-hmm. We're going to pick some then.
So Alabama's off, so I get some help with picking and cooking collard greens.
Picking.
Trade off.
Yeah, picking and cleaning them is probably the hardest part of them all, but it's still not that bad.
But they're so good.
They're good.
They're so good. So today is going to be a collard green picking cooking day.
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We might even have them for lunch and then have them left over for dinner.
I'm not going to complain at all whatsoever.
And that way, if we eat them all, we can have them again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Just as long as we get that warm plate of fresh, cooked, hot, buttery cornbread.
Well, that's going to involve all me, isn't it?
Oh, that's right. That's right. I tell you, somebody saying Indiana is amazing in football. And that's all, you used to think Indiana, you think of basketball, but they got a daggone good football team.
I couldn't tell you.
They do.
I couldn't.
Go
I'll take
Hoosiers.
your word for it.
Go Hoosiers. There's some big games. You got Penn State and Ohio State. I'm curious to see how Auburn does against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is like, I'm rooting for Vanderbilt to win all their games this year. That is a great story, and their quarterback is unbelievable.
Faith says she started cooking collard greens because of us.
All right.
So what we do is we just wash them like 3 times because they have a tendency to have some gritty dirt on them.
Yeah,
and
usually it's because when it rains, it splatters. But when it rains, so
I don't know.
Easy to clean.
I don't know how that garden is growing. Of course, he's got drip irrigation in it, but rain makes it grow.
Yeah,
like that country song. What's it say? Rain makes whiskey.
Oh gosh, don't get me.
Something about the rain in the garden.
Yeah.
But do you cook, Jason? No.
I used to.
Jason's retired.
I used to cook a lot.
He's retired from dancing and he's retired from cooking.
But it's not because I don't like to cook or try to put too much on you. But it's just got a lot going on nowadays, and we share duties around here.
That's right.
Yeah.
So wash them.
I am going to make Thanksgiving though.
Well, one part, not the whole thing.
Turkey.
I did see that the grill that he has had recipes for the entire Thanksgiving dinner.
That's right.
But we only have one grill. So how are you going to cook the entire Thanksgiving dinner on one grill?
I know. And Mary Carl doesn't like, she doesn't like smoky stuff, like smoky macaroni and cheese. And
right.
So we don't want to mess that up.
Anyway, I was talking about the collard greens. Yep. Wash them good. Wash them good because they're going to have dirt on them no matter if it's rained or not.
That's right.
And then we like to use chicken stock.
And we shred it.
Take the middle out if it's tough.
If the middle is real thick, we throw it away and just
sometimes we pick them tender enough and young enough to where you don't have to do that. But if they are, starting to mature, pull that middle out. And those leaves are so good cooked down in some chicken stock and salt and pepper. That's all we do.
That's it.
Yep.
We don't put any. A lot of people we always say fatback or
a piece of fat.
A piece of
of meat.
Usually it's salty pork is what they put in it.
But we don't do that because we have learned to enjoy the flavor of the actual leaf versus the seasoning that goes into them.
It's good.
Dee Dee's fixing to get down, and I can't do anything about it because I've been having my hand on her the entire time. But yes, they're very good for you, full of vitamins. And
ham hock, another one people use.
Now, Mary Carl loves collard greens and turnip greens.
She does.
But when I was her age, I would not have ate collard greens or turnip greens. Would you?
I wasn't a big green fan. I remember.
She's a very big vegetable fan, which we're thankful for because most kids at that age,
she's always been big vegetable, but yeah.
Yeah. So I told her last night, I said, I think we're going to pick some collards and have some collard greens this weekend. Yippee!
Oh, me.
Roasted carrots. Yes. Can't wait to have some fresh carrots.
Yeah, we do feed either we compost the center stems or we feed them back to the animals. One of the two. Doesn't go to waste.
It doesn't go to waste.
There she goes.
Yeah, she's already. Oh, goodness. She's going downstairs, barking as she goes. Yeah. Turnip green soup is good.
We can actually harvest the rutabaga greens as well because they're thick and beautiful too if we wanted to.
Well, I'm excited about the look, there's Laura from Simply
Laura.
Making It. Laura, good morning.
Hey, as warm as it's been, Laura, you're not too late at all. At all.
You want that little bit of cool air to hit them to take that bitter taste away.
Usually we pick ours fairly young and we don't really get too much of the bitter. Some people let them get really, really big leaves like this, but
I have seen some gardens passing, on country roads and such, and they will have some heads that are really, really big already. So they planted theirs much earlier than we did.
They did.
But with our lack of rain and our high temperatures, good gracious, I don't know how they've done as well as they have.
Well, the varieties that we get from Hoss or from more for southern climate. So even the cauliflower and the broccoli I planted is more heat tolerant than most.
And it's a good thing it is. Otherwise, we wouldn't.
It all bolt, and then wouldn't be good.
That's right. That's right.
Would not be good at all.
Somebody said if I taught Mary Carl how to cook, she's not really interested in cooking yet.
Right now. She used to when she was younger. She used to help all the time. It comes in stages.
It comes in stages, and I'm sure, I can remember. I was older than her when I started to show interest in cooking, but I got to the point where in the summertime I would have dinner ready when my mom and daddy got off work. And I have reminded her that time and time again that when she gets ready to start cooking, I'm ready to help her.
That's right.
Because I need somebody to prepare a meal for us when we get done at the end of the day. So it's coming. It's coming.
That's right.
Yes.
One day it's coming.
Is G&G still working on the emu eggs? She definitely is. She is definitely working on the emu eggs. And I think she's going to have an update soon. Don't know when, because Mr. Tony had surgery. So he has been her number one priority and should be. Had gallbladder removed, a growth on his esophagus removed, and a hernia repaired.
All at the same time.
All at the same time. So y'all be patient with Miss Catherine. He's doing well. He's doing much better. He's up and moving around some, but it's going to take time. Video update today, Catherine said.
Good deal.
So
good deal. And the kids video will be out. I got it set for 9 a.m. I got it. We'll see. The last time I scheduled one, it didn't post it at the right time. But if it doesn't post at 9 a.m., I will manually post it at 9 a.m. And that's over on the kids channel, Cog Hill Farm for Kids. So that will be up. Super fun. It was great. I love making these videos because you get to be silly. You get to be so silly.
Justifiable.
And yeah. And the editing is so much fun to do.
Well, I know that you enjoy it.
Yeah. I do want to say this too, that we get a lot of emails and messages, and if for some reason we don't respond to yours, it's not because we're ignoring you. It's not because that we think we're too good. It's just we get so many. And also on email, on anything, emails and messages, y'all would not believe at these spam and scams we get every single day. That's why we don't open up links anymore. So if you send us a link, we're just not going to open it because we don't know where it's going to lead to.
Can't take that chance.
And we also have a lot of filters and security set up. So a lot of emails sometimes get filtered out that we don't see. And I just do apologize, and I don't want people to think wrongly of us, but
it is what it is.
Well, it is what it is, and we do appreciate each and every one of y'all, absolutely. So just be understanding on emails and messages why we don't respond to them all. We try our best to respond as many as we can, but I just wanted to say that we got somebody that was a little upset, and but I do apologize for that.
How is your sciatica?
Way better.
Somebody asked.
Thank you. Matter of fact, I didn't even think about it this morning.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
So it is. It's way better. I knew it was. I knew it was going to take. I knew it would get better, I should say. It just takes a little bit to
work itself out.
Once it gets. Well, I know I got a bulging disc, and what happens is in between your disc and your spine, the little inside of your spine pops out and pushes up against your nerve, and then if you take it easy, it'll work itself back in, and that's where I'm at.
So you're not putting any drip irrigation in today? No,
I'm not. Well, I was real careful when I did the one on the side over here, and I talked about it in the last video. I didn't leaning over is what got it. It wasn't picking up anything.
Just the wrong position.
I was leaning over, and this time I squatted down and I sat down and I put the drip in. I didn't lean over and do it. So yeah, way better. Thank you for asking. Because I showed yesterday, I knew it was better yesterday, but I didn't even thought about it this morning.
Well, that's a good thing.
Heck yeah.
That's a good thing.
That's right.
But don't go out there and think
I'm not going to do anything stupid.
Well, it doesn't have to be stupid to get it aggravated. That's
true.
For sure.
That's true.
That is for sure. So
that is true. Another question I see is calendars. We are working on calendars. I can't give y'all a estimated time when they're going to be ready, but we are working on them.
Yes, in the process.
I saw that come up a lot.
In the process.
Yes.
All right, you finished with your coffee?
Yeah, mine is yeah, I'm empty.
Well, I can bet you one thing.
What's that?
It's not gonna rain today.
We had a good chance yesterday, but we didn't get no rain.
No, we
Some
didn't.
of the Alabama did. We're in the purple, which means drought, big bad drought.
Yeah, like fire. Alabama is under a complete state you cannot burn.
Oh, yeah.
It's just too dangerous because we're so dry, so dry. But there is a tropical something out there that they don't know where it's going.
They're hoping that it's going to come up our way. They're already saying that the conditions are not favorable for it to turn into a hurricane or even a strong tropical storm, but it could be something that could bring a bunch of rain our way. So that's what we're hoping for.
We won't object to that as long as nobody's hurt and there's no high winds that would affect anybody.
Absolutely.
In a negative way. Bring on the rain.
Bring it on. I saw another question about a kid's book. Is there a new one coming out? There will be a Christmas one.
Yes, and it is awesome.
There will be a Christmas book. It is.
He's still working on it. He's
almost finished, but yeah.
Finishing touches, and y'all are gonna love it.
Everybody's saying the kids' video did come out at 9:00.
Oh, good. Good deal. Good deal.
Yes.
All right.
Y'all be sure to check it out.
Yes. And I was reading I don't see very well, so it took me a minute to focus on it. And I still don't know what it said. It was something about calendars.
Oh.
It caught my eye.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. So last sip. Ready?
I'm ready. Mine sounds like the ocean.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Y'all have a wonderful weekend, and y'all be good.